When Tokyo Mirage Sessions first came out, I was very happy to have it. I love the Persona series, but it tends to take quite a while for those games to get developed. When Tokyo Mirage was released, Persona 5 had recently been delayed yet again, and I was looking to have a similar experience. Now, as a rule, I don't really love the mainline Shin Megami Tensei games. There have been exceptions, but generally speaking, they just don't grab me in the same way Persona does. But Tokyo Mirage Sessions is very much one of those exceptions. This game provided me exactly what I wanted out of a Persona-like game, for the most part, at least. The initial core pitch for this game was also one that really turned me off when I first heard about it. This game was sold to the public as being a Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei crossover. I like Fire Emblem, but I didn't really feel like I needed that sort of vibe in a JRPG. Thankfully, this crossover barely has any real bearing on the game itself. Some characters from Fire Emblem are there, and some monsters and recurring characters from SMT are also there, but it's not really set in either of those universes completely. And the characters that do pop up are more often there as fun fan service instead of being anything important to the core plot that requires existing knowledge of other games. It does lean a little bit more fully into the Fire Emblem realm of things near the end of the game, but still doesn't require any sort of love of the Fire Emblem plot. So if this game has nothing really to do with SMT or Fire Emblem beyond the surface level, what is it about? Much like the Persona games, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is about high schoolers balancing their day-to-day responsibilities with going off and fighting horrible monsters. But in this case, they aren't really regular high schoolers dealing with regular high school problems. Every playable character in Tokyo Mirage is an idol. The main story revolves around an entertainment agency that represents all these idols and trains them in the art of defeating monsters on the side. Another thing this game and the Persona titles have in common is that their main stories are very much not the draw here. Plot has never been these games' strong points, and as such, they have to make up for it elsewhere. With Persona, this most often comes in the form of character development. You may not care what's going on in the overarching plot, but you sure as hell care about what's going on with each of your individual party members. And that's true here as well. While I don't think I was ever completely enamored with any of the characters in the same way I can often become in the Persona games, the vast majority of them have very satisfying character arcs, and by the end of the game, end up in a very different place than where they started. The Wii U's tablet actually comes into great use here as well, serving as a smartphone-like interface for receiving messages from party members as they invite you to go out on side quests. What really got me to sink my teeth into Tokyo Mirage, though, was the combat system, which is surprisingly excellent. Like Persona, it's pretty reliant on discovering and exploiting weaknesses, making the best use of your different party members and the like. But Tokyo Mirage takes it a step further with something it calls sessions. Whenever a member of your party hits a weakness, every other member of the party will join in, contributing some extra damage. And that includes party members that aren't actually in your active roster. As such, each party member has 3 sets of skills with limited slots for each. You have active and passive abilities like you'd find in a lot of JRPGs, but you also have session abilities, which will be the attacks that characters use when they chain off of a session. These can even be conditional, so if someone starts a session with an electrical attack, other characters will use special attacks that are also electrical in nature. So you end up making a lot of really tough decisions with regards to what abilities you want to keep and which you want to lose. Between the characters, the unique backdrop of Japanese idol culture, and the surprisingly great combat system, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a game that really took me by surprise when it came out, and these days surprises me due to its relative obscurity. Granted, this game was only released on the Wii U, which certainly contributed to its unpopularity in both Japan and the West. In fact, it's honestly shocking we even got a port here in the West. Its poor sales in Japan are pretty clear from the minimal amount of effort that went into this port. While text has been made English, no English voice actors are used, which, to be honest, works out better anyway, but still shows a sort of lower level investment. If you can somehow get a way to play this game, it is absolutely worth doing so. This is one of those games I really wish would get brought over to the Switch, but I don't have much faith in that happening.